Black leather glove, no sequins. Bucket on a jacket, it's leak shit. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying it, baby, we better slide. Haven't listened to that song in over a year. May have fucked that up, but shout out my boy who gave the idea for that intro. I had to give you what you wanted, man. You've been here watching the videos for a long time, so I appreciate you, man. But today we are going to be saving the Carolina Panthers in Madden 24. Sorry to everybody who's been giving comment suggestions. I've been trying to do a decent amount of them. We're probably going to do a all scheme fit rebuild soon, or an all scheme fit fantasy draft. We're probably going to do an all normal dev team soon, probably the Packers, because that was the comment suggestion. You can also expect a Broncos rebuild, a Steelers rebuild. I'm getting a lot of comment suggestions. I'm trying to give you guys what you want, but I also have my own ideas that I'm going to try to do too. But if you commented and I haven't done your video yet, don't worry, it's coming. But let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Traded a fucking dick ton for my boy Bryce Young, and he did not come through. I'm not going to put all the blame on Bryce Young. This supporting cast around Bryce Young is terrible. Adam Thielen started off the year hot, but not hot enough for them to be winning games. Jonathan Mingo was pretty bad as a rookie. The rest of the receivers did not perform. Hayden Hurst was an interesting addition. He didn't do much for them. Iquanu wasn't very good at tackle this year. The running game was not there. The Panthers were just bad overall. Bad coaching, bad playing. The one piece to this team that I think did really good this year is my boy Derek Brown. He had a crazy year this year for the Panthers. Heavily underrated player. What I don't understand is you have Brian Burns in a contract year, and you're 2 and what were they at the midseason? They may have only had 1 win at the midseason. I couldn't tell you exactly. But you're not going to trade your edge rusher and try to get more picks, even though you don't have a first-round pick in the upcoming draft, and it's time to enter rebuild mode. I don't know. That's a little silly, in my opinion. But hey, we're going to keep him for this rebuild because, you know, we're going to have to re-sign him. It's not like we can get value out of trading him. But I think the Panthers should have traded him. I think they fucked up by not doing so. The first video ever that was posted to this channel was actually a Panthers rebuild. It's now privated because at that moment in time, I didn't know how to save my videos and not make it look like it was recorded on a toaster. It's a very low quality video, so I went ahead and took it down, and it gives me a chance to rebuild this team and do even better. But this is going to be a pretty hard rebuild. We have a 77 overall team, and we don't have a first-round pick going into the draft. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. But before we hop into the video, daily plug. If you like Madden rebuilds, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, especially if you enjoy the video. By the time this video is posted, we're definitely have hit 300 subscribers, so thank you guys very much. It means so much to me, and I love you guys so much, and I want to give you guys all a big, fat kiss. That means we're officially on the road to 400, so make sure you press that like button and that subscribe button for more Madden rebuilds. And feel free to comment any videos you guys would like to see. I do a lot of comment-suggested videos. Again, this is not a comment suggestion. I apologize, but feel free to comment any video you guys would like to see. Let's hop into our re-signings. We're going to have to bring back Brian Burns and probably a few other players. J.C. Horn, we need to bring back, young stud corner. Jeremy Chin, young stud safety. Deion Jones, it'd be okay if we lost him. We're not going to be winning now anyway. Same with Frankie Louvu. We'll maybe try to bring him back, but he wants a decent amount of money. DJ Chark will let go. We'll probably let Chris Wormley go as well. So we're probably only going to be re-signing Jeremy Chin, J.C. Horn, and Brian Burns. But Brian Burns is not interested in playing for the team, which is understandable. So we'll go player friendly and give him 6 years, $115 million, and he does take it. J.C. Horn, oh, I didn't even realize this was just a 5th year. We may as well just accept it. Honestly, 17 mil is a little bit expensive, but not too bad. And then Jeremy Chin doesn't want much money, so we'll go very player friendly for him. 4 years, 24 mil is still pretty cheap. And that's going to be everybody we bring back unless we are missing our kicker and punter here. And no, we actually don't have to re-sign our kicker or punter. So, oh, did I put in the draft classes? Okay, no, I got to implement the real life draft classes. Should we try out a different one I haven't used before? I've been using the same one recently. I want to find one that was added like recently. Oh, okay, perfect. What even is today? The day I'm recording this is the 24th. This was added on the 19th. And this is Bengals draft class too. Okay, yeah, we'll use this one. Shout out my boy Bengal. I'm sure he's going to appreciate my shout out. Because the draft classes I've been using previously aren't too good. I'm assuming Bengal is going to do a better job at giving us a good draft class here. Yeah, and the last draft class I used, I just recorded a Michael Penix Seahawks rebuild, and I wanted to draft Byron Murphy, and he literally wasn't even in the draft class, so we'll have to see what we want to go with in the draft here. We're not even going to have a first-round pick, but I don't know. Maybe we could trade up and try to get into the first round. But first, we got to look in free agency, see if there's anybody we can add. We need to build around Bryce Young, give him an offense to actually work with, because we are going to be sticking with him throughout this rebuild unless it gets to a point where it's just not working anymore. I would love to add Amari Cooper, but we're not going to be winning now. I don't need to add a 30-year-old receiver up to this point. Same with Kendall Fuller, like he's good, but we just need younger players. We did lose our middle linebacker, so we could go for Patrick Queen probably. We don't need Geno Stone. Ooh, we'd probably go for Isaiah Simmons instead. He's real nasty in this game. But I'm going to go ahead and make a few offers, and I will show you guys everybody that we give an offer to. We're actually going to go for a decent amount of players here in free agency. We're going to go for Marquise Brown, Bryce Huff, A.J. Dillon, and Isaiah Simmons, where Marquise Brown's top offer, where the rest of the guys only offer. So we should get everybody here. Let's go ahead and send these through, and we're going to be making some nice additions to this team in this first year. We got Marquise Brown. We got Bryce Huff. Can we get A.J. Dillon and Isaiah Simmons to sign here? And we got all 4 players we wanted. I think those are some really nice additions here going into the draft. What do mock drafts... Who do mock drafts have the Panthers taking with the first overall pick in the second round? Xavier Worthy from Texas. Okay, we'll see if he falls to the second round. If he does, we'll take him. But we did just add Marquise Brown, but we could always go for another young receiver. Dude, my little brother's playing Fortnite, and he just screams the whole time. So going into the draft, here is how the roster is looking. We actually still have Adam Thielen. He did not retire. We could use a center or a guard potentially. I would like to draft a receiver because Adam Thielen is just old, man. And I'm not a big Jonathan Mingo fan, but I'm sure we'll be able to get him to develop here. We could also add a tight end. Hayden Hurst is not going to cut it there. But I'm not too concerned about having an insane roster going into the next year. I think this team is going to take a full rebuild. But here's how the defense looks. We rearranged everything. We got Brian Burns and Bryce Huff on the D-line. Derek Brown at D-tackle. We actually have a couple decent corners on this team. We could definitely use a third. Should we play Jeremy Chin? How old is Xavier Woods? 29? How many years are on his contract? Ooh, there's only 1 year left on his contract. We're going to trade him. So we're going to be able to turn Xavier Woods a 4th and a 5th into the... So we're going to be able to turn Xavier Woods a 4th and a 5th and a super future 7th round pick into the Colts 2nd round pick for this year's draft. So maybe we could even potentially trade up and get into the first round. But I wouldn't hate just having 2 seconds for this year. But now we're going to be starting Von Bell at free safety. So we got Younger at free safety. We have a better dev trait there now too. The defense doesn't look bad. We honestly don't even really need to draft anything for defense other than potentially another linebacker and potentially another D-tackle, but I think Tuttle will do it down there for now. But I like our secondary actually a lot, and the D-line looks good as well. The defense honestly overall looks good. We need to touch up this offense here in the draft. Sorry if you heard me hit my desk. And hopefully Xavier Worthy will fall to us here in the draft so we can keep this somewhat realistic. But we obviously do not pick in the first round. We give that pick to the Bears. Who do they go with? Marvin Harrison. I want to see if this draft class is more realistic. Do the Commanders take Caleb? No, they take Brock Bowers. Do the Patriots take Caleb? No, okay. So the draft order still isn't realistic. I don't think that's at fault of the draft class itself. And McKinstry fell to 32. That's crazy. But I don't think that's in fault in the draft class itself. I think that's just a Madden issue. And Xavier Worthy is still here, but the problem is there's better receivers available. Like Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. His ratings don't look great, but he has A spec catch, B release, B medium route, A catch in traffic. We could even go with like Brian Thomas or Keon Coleman. They're both still available. Brian Thomas looks pretty good here. He has great speed, elite jumping, and elite excel. B catch in traffic and catching. A to C spec catch, A deep route. And Keon Coleman, how does he look here? Elite jumping, good speed, great strength. A spec catch. He probably looks the worst out of the 3. I'm kind of leaning Brian Thomas. How does Xavier Worthy look here? Fastest receiver at the combine, elite speed and excel. A short route, B medium route, A deep route. Everything else just doesn't look that good. Maybe we go like with the guard, and then we draft Xavier Worthy with our next pick, just to try to keep it somewhat realistic. We could even go with Zach Frazier or Cedric Van Pran instead. But Zach Frazier looks really good. Goods all across the board, but great agility and great strength. Everything's an A to C. His stamina and injury are low, but everything else looks good. So let's go with Zach Frazier here. And there are better looking receivers on the board, but to keep it realistic, let's go with Xavier Worthy here. Only normal dev, but 96 speed, 95 excel. We'll try to find a spot for him somewhere in the lineup. I'm thinking we'll probably just draft O-line again here. I'm not too familiar with the tight end class coming in this year, so we'll take a look at the tight ends because we could definitely use one. Do I want to go with any of these guys? Jaheim Bell's a scheme fit. He was really fast and strong. He had a really good combine. Ooh, but he's a day 3 guy, so we could even potentially... We don't have our 4th rounder, though. Okay, here's a plan. Let's take a look at the guards real quick. How does Christian Mahogany look here? Pretty strong. Elite. He has 3 elites. Okay. Okay, yeah, I like this a lot. So we're going to draft Christian Mahogany, and then we're going to try to trade up into the 4th round to get the tight end. Normal dev, but he'll probably start. He has 86 strength. And now let's try to trade up into the 4th round, hopefully kind of high in the 4th round so we can get that tight end. He may fall to the 5th round, but I don't really want to take the chance. So we're using our 5th and 6th to trade up into the 4th round here with the Seahawks. Not too high of a pick, but I mean, hopefully he will still be there. And there were other good-looking tight ends that we could take too. I don't think the guy I was looking at is still here. I don't think it was Jared Wiley. No, Jared Wiley had a good combine, and he looks pretty good too, but I wanted the other guy more. Out of the guys that aren't UDFAs, I'd probably either go with Eric All or Jared Wiley. Jared Wiley's 6'7". Jesus Christ. He looks pretty good, but Eric All also looks good. They're both 23, but A, catching traffic and A, pass block. He's going to have normal, but we'll go ahead and take him. Hopefully he's a decent enough overall so we can start him over Hayden Hurst. But let's go ahead and send to the draft recap. Let's see how we did. We actually took every pick in this year's draft, although we only had 4. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with this draft. Zach Frazier's a 73 overall here. Xavier Worthy's a 74. Christian Mahogany is a 71. We'll try to find a starting spot for him on our O-line. And Eric All isn't great. He's only a 68, but we may start him anyway. But dude, just look how unrealistic this draft order is. Caleb Williams fell to 8 to the Falcons, so they're about to have a dynasty. That's awesome. Drake May fell to 12 to the Broncos. What is this, dude? At least Jaden Daniels actually goes in the 1st round in these draft classes, but come on, man. Why does Caleb Williams have to go to the Falcons, one of the most OP teams in this game? You would think the Commanders would just take him, but whatever. Brady Christensen isn't too old, but he's old enough that I'm willing to start Mahogany over him. I also want Miles Sanders to be our starting running back over Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard might be better in this game, but he has a better dev trait, so let's rearrange this receiving core. Actually, we can just leave it like this. I'm okay with Jonathan Mingo not getting many reps this year. I'd rather Adam Thielen be getting them in his last year. He's the highest overall. And then we actually have 3 tight ends higher overall than the one we drafted. Trimble's pretty young. I guess we'll just start him. But yeah, the offense doesn't look terrible. It could be a lot worse. And we didn't add anything to the defense, but the defense looks good. We could definitely use a 3rd corner. I may even try to sign a free agent corner here once we get the season started. And Jeff Okudah is a free agent at the moment, so we may as well go ahead and sign him to be our 3rd corner in our depth chart. You know what? Fuck it. Let's start Eric All. Let's try to get him to develop. Why not? We're not going to be that good this year anyway. We do have a mentor rookie scenario. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And Marquise Brown wants to mentor Xavier Worthy. Let's go with long-term development because we do not need immediate impact. Is it going to show me what I gained from this, or is it just going to skip it? Yeah, cool. Sick, man. But now it is time to get to the midseason and see how the Carolina Panthers are doing. We'll rock with their playbooks for this first year because I've seen the Panthers playbook do pretty good in this game. I think we added some pretty nice pieces to the defense and free agency. We added some nice pieces to the offense in the draft. So hopefully we'll at least be 2-5 or something. Just at least to get enough wins more than the previous year that the Panthers had. And we're actually 3-4. That is not bad. We have a really bad offense. We have a kind of mid defense. Definitely could be a lot worse. Let's look how everybody's doing. I've seen Bryce Young do good in this game, so I have high hopes. Holy shit, he's doing really good. 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 picks, 64 completion percentage. Looks like we need to start Chuba Hubbard because he's doing a lot better than Miles Sanders is. And A.J. Dillon's not getting any touches. That's interesting. Marquise Brown's leading receiver. I'm glad we added him. And it looks like Eric All is actually having a good year for us. Xavier Worthy. I'd like to see him do a little more, but this is all right. Taylor Moton is allowing the most sacks. That's interesting, but 6 isn't terrible. And 7 sacks out of Brian Burns. We're getting to the quarterback pretty well. I like all the additions we made to our defense. Let me start Chuba Hubbard, and let's try to get A.J. Dillon more involved here. Oh, I moved him down to the 3rd like an idiot. Okay, so let's start Chuba Hubbard, make A.J. Dillon the 2nd running back, and then let's adjust the specialist as well. But who do we have to re-sign here at the midseason? $63 million to spend. We need to bring back Derek Brown, who we definitely want to bring back. Dante Jackson, who isn't a must. Shaq Thompson isn't really much of a must either. We'll bring back Austin Corbett. We don't have any important re-signings other than Derek Brown. So we'll go very player-friendly. 5 years. Let's down this just a little bit. 5 years, $140 million, and he's going to accept it. And then, honestly, we're going to hold off till the end of the year for the rest of these guys. They're all kind of older. We don't have much use for them up to this point. But I will see you guys at the end of the season, and we're going to see how this team can finish off. Okay, and we are actually in the playoffs in our first year in control of this team. We went 8-9. We did not win the division, but we tied the record of the division winner, wow, which was the Falcons, of course. They're already broken, and they got Caleb Williams. But 26 offensive points per game is pretty bad, but the 5th defense, which I feel like is fair, we added a lot to our defense. But let's take a look at our stats on the year. Ooh, Bryce Young did not finish the second half of the year very good. 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns is good, but 15 picks, 66 completion percentage. Of course, I start Chuba Hubbard, and he falls off. A.J. Dillon got a few more touches, though. We gave so many running backs touches, but I don't hate it. Adam Thielen leads the team in receiving in his most likely last year as an NFL player. Marquise Brown, almost 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Eric All with 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. He actually got a lot more action than Xavier Worthy did. He got 497 yards, 3 touchdowns. Holy shit, the O-line was really good. 27 total sacks allowed on the year, not bad at all. Shaq Thompson leads the team in tackles with 121. 21 TFLs out of Brian Burns, 18 out of Bryce Huff, 16 out of Derek Brown, 16 sacks out of Brian Burns. This is Defensive Player of the Year numbers. 8 out of Bryce Huff, 6 out of Derek Brown, 4 picks out of Shaq Thompson, 2 out of Jeremy Chin, 2 out of Von Bell, 1 out of Isaiah Simmons, and 1 out of Dante Jackson. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes, no Panthers. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb, no Panthers. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. We come in second. I don't know how many times I can complain about coming in second for awards. We also came in 8th with Shaq Thompson. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Brock Bowers for the Commanders. Caleb Williams actually did not end up winning it. Eric All in 5th place and Xavier Worthy in 10th. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dallas Turner for the Cardinals, and we didn't draft a single defensive player, so no Panthers. But we actually have a winnable wildcard game here against the Rams. Although they had a really good year, they had a better offense than us and a better defense. But, I mean, we're similar overall, so there's always a chance. Let's send to the divisional. I can't believe we're in the playoffs anyway, so even if we don't win, I'm content with this year. And we kind of smoke them. We win by 3 touchdowns. But this is where our run ends. We're going against the 88 overall Dallas Cowboys. They have the 2nd offensive points per game, the 4th defense. Let's go ahead and get this loss out of the way and get into the next year. And yeah, we lose by 14 to the Cowboys, which is fair. I can't complain about that, but we just won a playoff game in our first year in control of the Panthers, so I will take that. And Madden's favorite Super Bowl, the Chiefs win over the Cowboys. Sick. No retirements, but Demario Davis, Taysom Hill, Taylor Heineke, and Ryan Jensen retire. This is actually pretty good for us. Our division opponents are losing some pretty nice players, but no dev-ups on offense, unfortunately. But, oh, actually, Eric All goes up to star, so we should have our tight end of the future. Then on defense, Brian Burns goes up to X Factor, which he deserves. Johnson goes up to star, so we may not even need another linebacker. Okay, this is actually going really nice. I expected this to be harder, but after how the rebuild I just recorded went with Michael Penix, I can't get too excited because I built probably one of the best teams I've ever built and didn't even get close to a Super Bowl. If you haven't seen that video, I just spoiled it, but go check it out. I built a really nice team. But we did miss out on a couple re-signings at the midseason, and since we made the playoffs, we may as well bring back these guys. We will accept the 5th year for Iquanu. 18 mil isn't too bad for a tackle. This is pretty cheap for Dante Jackson, although he's not interested, so we'll up his bonus. We'll give him 1 year, 7.5 mil. He wants to test out free agency. That's honestly okay with me. Shaq Thompson, don't really want to give a 3-year, $30 million deal to. We'll go team friendly, and he's not going to accept it, but we may as well shoot it to him. He'd like to play for a new team. That's fine with me. I just don't want to give him that money. We'll definitely bring back Austin Corbett. We'll give him 3 years, 17 mil, and he wants to come back. And then, should we bring back Chuba Hubbard? I don't know. There'll be better running backs in free agency that I think we can go for. We did just lose Dante Jackson, so let's try to bring back Jeff Okudah, 3 years, 14 mil. He's going to test out free agency. You were literally a free agent before we signed you. But other than our kicker and punter, that's going to be everybody we bring back, and we're going to have some money to work with in free agency here. Okay, Johnny Hecker's going to test out free agency, dude. Go fuck yourself. But I'm excited for free agency here. Hopefully, dude, Nick Chubb, please be here. You know you want to be a Panther. Shit, I didn't mean to click on view retirements, bruh. And would you look at that? Ooh, we could go for Joe Thuney, too. Okay, we got some shit to do. That's all I gotta say. We could even sign JOK. We just lost Shaq Thompson. But do we go for Greg Newsome instead? We're about to become the Carolina Browns. But let me shoot some offers to some of these guys, and I will show you guys everybody we offer. In free agency, we're going for Nick Chubb, Greg Newsome, and Tevin Jenkins. I don't think we're going to get Greg Newsome. We may as well shoot him an offer, though. We're going to give Nick Chubb a slightly better offer. We're going to use about all of our money, but I really want Nick Chubb. Hopefully Greg Newsome signs with us. Tevin Jenkins will most likely sign with us, but let's go ahead and send these offers through. Everybody signs other than Tevin Jenkins. Dude, I did not just give Nick Chubb a better offer to have a full interest meter for him to go to the fucking Bears. God, I hate this game, man. I hate this game. I have a full offer, a full green offer, and he doesn't sign with us. That's just awesome, man. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Michael Carter and Elijah Mitchell as well. We got Tevin Jenkins and Elijah Mitchell. We're not going to get Michael Carter. It's whatever. I'm actually insanely frustrated. I literally gave him a better offer, and once I did, I was like pretty much fully convinced we were going to get him because I have a full green offer. I should have gone for a middle linebacker too, but I forgot. But that's okay, honestly. Oh my god. And he wasn't even like not interested either. That's the craziest part. Like, this game's so bad. But going into the draft, here's how the roster looks. Mahogany had a very short-lived time as our starting guard. I'd rather have Tevin Jenkins there. Adam Thielen's playing another year too. That's crazy. We have 3 running backs again. We'll have to figure out how we want to go about that. We'll probably trade Miles Sanders. But offense doesn't look terrible. We just got negative morale. We need another linebacker. We'll probably draft another D-tackle. And we really, really need another corner. So we're going to have to see what we can do. Before we get into the draft, what is Miles Sanders worth? Do you think we can get a 3rd out of him, or is that too much? So we're going to swap a 6th and a 7th with the Cardinals and throw in Miles Sanders. So we get a 3rd round pick. We'll take that. In the draft, we need a corner. And we need a linebacker. We honestly need 2 corners. That's interesting. But I'm okay with not touching the offense this draft. We have a bunch of young receivers. So let's just get into the draft, and let's see what we can do here. We're not going to have a very good pick because we did win a playoff game last year. This guy is a 2nd to 3rd round projection, but he's 21 out of OU. He's not very fast, but he does have A, press coverage, B, man, and B zone, A to C play rec. He's not projected to go right here, but I like him a lot, so we are going to go ahead and take him. Hidden dev, 92 speed's kind of low, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. He has 70 strength as a corner, which is actually really high. And we don't pick again till the 3rd round, but we do have 2 3rd rounders because we traded away Miles Sanders. So we may just go corner again unless there's a good linebacker we can take. Although, dude, this receiver looks really good. Will Johnson, he actually had a really bad combine. Ooh, I'm not going to do it. That guy's probably insane. Can't bring myself to do that. We literally don't need him. My mom's screaming. Sorry. Braden Weber looks good, though. 6'4". He ran a 4.41. That's probably better than good speed, but elite excel and agility. A-man coverage, B-zone, A to C press, B to D play rec. B to D awareness makes me scared he might have normal, but we need another corner, so let's go ahead and take him. He does have normal, but he's going to start anyway. May as well draft him. Oh, we have 3 3rd rounders? What do we get another 3rd rounder from? Shit, I ain't even know. But now we should be able to get a linebacker or another D-tackle. God, that receiver's still here eyeing me down. But look at this linebacker. Kevin Montgomery, 22 years old. Ran a 4.64. He has great speed, but he has A zone coverage, A tackling, A pursuit. Yeah, we're going to take him. Hidden dev, 85 speed, 87 excel. That's our new starting linebacker. Hopefully here in the 4th round, we can find a D-tackle. If that receiver's still there, I am going to take him. It might have been Terrence Wilcox, though, so. No, he's still here. We have to take him. His combine was bad, and he's oh, this isn't even him. Is this him? No, this isn't him, but this guy also looks good. I'm not going to do it. He looks good, but I'm not going to do it. Unless there's no good D-tackles, we'll consider it. Okay, you know what? The D-tackles are pretty bad. We're going to do it. And if we do this, we could always trade Adam Thielen or Jonathan Mingo or something. So let's draft Will Johnson, and he has hidden, so I'm happy with that pick. The D-tackles look bad, so we're going to sim this draft out. I don't care what value we can get in the 5th round. We'll let the CPU take over, and we'll see how we did in the recap. And D'Angelo Rush is a 76 overall, not bad. Braden Weber is a 77. Didn't he have normal? I don't know. It doesn't matter if he's at high of an overall. Montgomery's a 72. He'll start at linebacker. And how did Will Johnson fall to the 4th round at a 78 overall? And the CPU did end up taking a D-tackle who's a 73 overall and has hidden dev. Holy shit, that's actually perfect. Best player in the class was an 81 overall D-end who went to the Vikings with the first overall pick. And there's an 81 overall receiver, free safety, and a right guard. There's also an 80 overall quarterback that went to the Giants. So should we just trade Jonathan Mingo and Adam Thielen at this point? It's kind of seeming like the play. I'm a big Jonathan Mingo hater, so I'm happy with trading him. But I do have a special place in my heart for Adam Thielen, Vikings legend there. Well, we could get Caleb Farley. I wish I would have known that before I drafted 2 corners. But if we're able to get Caleb Farley, we're at least able to get a 3rd-round pick out of this. Trading with the Cardinals again, we turn Jonathan Mingo into a 3rd-round pick. And then we're going to trade Adam Thielen, honestly. I love you, Adam Thielen, but you're 35 years old. We have no use for you up to this point. You've been doing good, but I was going to trade him back to the Vikings. They can't afford him. And we also turn Adam Thielen into a 3rd-round pick, so don't think he would go for that in real life at 35 years old, but we will take it. Xavier Worthy gets moved up in the depth chart. Johnson is going to be starting at receiver. Offense doesn't look bad, honestly. So we have an 81 overall team going into the year. Hopefully we are able to do as good as we did last year, maybe even better, but our team is definitely worse overall, I cannot lie, but I think we're still going to be decent at the midseason. I'd have to guess we're probably around 3-4 again, but let's go ahead and find out. And we are slightly worse. We are 2-5. The Eagles are at 86 overall, or an 0-6. That's a Madden moment. Definitely time to change the playbooks this year, though. That is atrocious. Yeah, Bryce Young's doing pretty buns. This is not very good, Bryce Young. Definitely need a running back soon. A.J. Dillon's averaging 4.5 per carry. Should we just start him? Nah, we all know what's going to happen if I start him. Marquise Brown's doing good. Worthy's doing good. I'm glad to see Will Johnson is also doing good with 5 touchdowns. Nice. O-line's not doing bad. Equano's kind of doing bad, but everybody else is doing great. Not getting as many sacks this year, but this is definitely fine. I will not complain about that. But we got to figure out what playbooks we want to run. I think our scheme's a West Coast power run, so it'll probably just be... Oh, we're actually a West Coast zone run, but we do fit a power run as well. We'll run power run, and we'll run the Kansas City Chiefs. That's very unique of me. You know, nobody ever runs the Kansas City Chiefs playbook in this game. And then we're probably going to go with the Buffalo defensive playbook. That normally works best for me in a 4-3. So let's try these playbooks out. Maybe that'll make us do better in the second half of this rebuild. We lost 42-14 to the Texans, by the way, but definitely want to bring back J.C. Horn. We'll give him 5 years, $65 million, and he is going to re-sign. A.J. Dillon will wait till the end of the year. Von Bell's getting a little old. We'll also probably wait on him, maybe even potentially draft someone soon to replace him. We're also doing bad. We could almost trade him, but we'll wait on Taylor Moton as well. I don't think we're going to re-sign any of these guys as of right now, so we might just get straight to the end of the year here and see how the team finishes off. We just got a breakout quarterback in Week 10. If Bryce Young could go up to X Factor, that would be awesome. Dude, these running backs are so buns. One thing I've realized about strong draft classes is there's always insane corners and receivers. 2 of the strengths every single time are receiver and corner every single time. So maybe when I do strong draft classes, I should leave receiver and corner as normal. We'll have to test that one day here in the future. But let's see if Bryce Young can hit this breakout. I honestly doubt it, but if he could, that's going to make this video a lot easier. Okay, we lost 16-10. Let's take a guess. Do we think we hit the breakout scoring 10 points? Yeah, shocker, we didn't hit it. All right, we finished the year 6-11. The playbook change did not do much. We were still pretty buns this year. Bryce Young wasn't terrible, though. 3,900 yards, 31 touchdowns, 18 picks, 65 completion percentage. Elijah Mitchell and A.J. Dillon were a decent duo. What'd they get combined? Almost 1,200 yards. They averaged like around 4.2 per carry. They got 6 touchdowns. I don't know. We definitely need a running back here soon. Xavier Worthy with a breakout year, though. 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, 856 yards, 6 touchdowns. Eric All, 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. And Will Johnson, 800 yards, 11 touchdowns. Please win Offensive Rookie of the Year, my boy. O-line was okay. Equano was pretty bad, but everybody else did it all right. Wow. Why do I slur like I'm drunk or something? Isaiah Simmons leads the team in tackles with 142. 21 TFLs out of Derek Brown, 19 out of Bryce Huff, 16 out of Brian Burns, 11 out of Montgomery, 10 out of McKinney, 10 sacks out of Brian Burns, 5.5 out of Derek Brown, 4.5 out of Bryce Huff, 4.5 out of Ross. Did I say McKinney? Pinkney. 4 picks out of J.C. Horn, 2 out of Jeremy Chin, 2 out of D'Angelo Rush, 1 out of Isaiah Simmons, 1 out of Von Bell, 1 out of Jamie Robinson. Do we think Dak Prescott or Patrick Mahomes win MVP? Let's see. Ooh, Lamar Jackson. Okay. I need to just shut up. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Puka Nacua. That's actually somewhat different for this game. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. That's not different at all. No Panthers. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Will Johnson. Let's go. Hopefully he even had Superstar to come out with, so he'll have X Factor or something. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Darren McMahon for the Seahawks. We came in 3rd with Montgomery. We also came in 7th with Pinkney. So a bad year record-wise, but we won Rookie of the Year, so he'll probably get a dev up for that. And hopefully we progress decently well throughout the team so we can start getting better. And the Niners win the Super Bowl over the Bengals 38-28. Jordan Matthews retires, but he didn't do shit for us. But Brandon Scherf and Tyrann Mathieu retiring is perfect for us. Just keep making this division easier to win for me, please. Did we get any dev ups? What dev trait is our rookie receiver going to have? Will it be Superstar or X Factor? Only Superstar, but we will take that. Xavier Worthy didn't even get a dev up, which kind of sucks. But Eric All goes up to Superstar. So we're actually looking pretty decent. Isaiah Simmons goes up to Superstar. Derek Brown goes up to Superstar. Pinckney has Superstar. And JC Horn goes up. We're getting a lot of dev ups. Let's fucking go. Again, not a good year when it came to record, but a good year when it comes to developing. Let's get to these re-signings. We have $123 million. So even after re-signing these players, we should be able to have a pretty big free agency this year. Did I not do our re-signings at the midseason? Or no, we just didn't have very many that I was interested in. I hate how slow this game runs. Like, bro, if I click on the wrong thing, how does it take you 10 seconds to get me back here? We have the 5th year for Bryce Young. We're not going to accept it, $45 million. We're probably not going to re-sign A.J. Dillon. If we can't find somebody better in free agency, we'll bring him back. We may as well bring back Von Bell for one more year. This is really cheap, so let's do it. We will still try to look into drafting a safety, though. Taylor Moton wasn't terrible. It was honestly Kwanu that was bad. This is really expensive, and he's not interested, so if he doesn't accept this, I won't care that much. He does want to test out free agency, not that big of a deal. And that's everybody we have to bring back. I'm just going to start putting my kickers and punters on 7-year deals every single time just so I don't have to re-sign them. Can we get a nasty free agent class, please? Come on, show it to me. We could go for Marcus Williams. We did just re-sign Von Bell, but we could still go for him, potentially. Honestly, there's nobody good here. This sucks balls. We could go for Rashad White, though. He'd be a pretty nice addition here. Ooh, we actually could use David Bakhtiari. Or we could go for Taylor Lewan instead. Oh, yeah, let's not do that. I actually kind of want Jawan Taylor, I think. So in free agency, we are going for Rashad White and Jawan Taylor. They both sign, and we got both of them. So Rashad White, can you be the running back we need to get us through? Let's get to the draft. Let's hopefully, what do we need? Maybe a safety replacement. Maybe, I don't even know. What do we need? This team's kind of nasty, I can't lie. It's piecing together very well. We'll take a look at the lineup before we get into the draft just to kind of look around. So here's the offense going into the draft. We honestly don't really need to touch anything unless there's just a crazy running back we can add. It kind of sucks that we just have 3 like mid receivers, no like crazy receiver. Hopefully Johnson will become that. And on defense, we could honestly use another linebacker. We need depth at D tackle. And then I'd like to draft a future replacement for Von Bell. But we might even trade our first round pick here, honestly. So we're actually able to turn the 7th overall pick, bro. We're actually able to turn the 7th overall pick into Michael Pittman in the Colts 2nd rounder. I'm very happy with that. And that even gives us room to maybe trade Marquise Brown. I think the contract we gave him is starting to expire. So we actually turned Marquise Brown, a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th into the Buccaneers X Factor running back. So now we have both of the Buccaneers running backs. But now we can even trade Elijah Mitchell as well. We're doing a lot of trading here. And we still have a decent amount of draft capital after doing all of this. We could honestly maybe even get up into the 1st round here. So we're able to turn Elijah Mitchell in a 3rd into Christian Harris, who has Superstar now. Sorry if you hear my... But now look at this lineup going into the draft. We have Michael Pittman, our rookie receiver from last year, and Xavier Worthy. Both of the Bucs running backs, one of them with X Factor, a good O-line, a good tight end. We could maybe use a better corner just overall, but we have 3 good linebackers, 2 good safeties. I think in the draft, we're going to try to draft Von Bell's replacement. But other than that, I don't know what else we need other than like a backup tight end and a backup D tackle. I think we have a 2nd and a 3rd rounder to work with here. But we just made a lot of good trades there. I think all of that's going to work out in the long run. Denario Patterson. Oh, elite strength. A tackling, a hit power. Everything else is kind of mid. I kind of like Bobby Cholston. Oh, no, okay. Demetri Harrison, welcome to the team. Only normal, but he's a backup for now, so it's all right. And we have a 5th round pick as well. So we're going to get a backup tight end, and we're going to get a backup D tackle. But I'm not going to show you guys because it's not going to be that interesting. So I'll see you guys at the draft recap. Oh, okay. Dude, I'm the GOAT. We just drafted a 392-pound D tackle. Oh, my God. So with only 3 picks in the draft, I think we had a pretty much perfect draft. I think the safety we took was a little mid, but honestly, I'm happy with this. Ooh, the tight end's only a 68, but a 390-pound, 72 overall D tackle for a backup is not bad. I am so excited for this season. 3 nasty receivers. We had Michael Pittman. 2 good running backs. We had both the Bucs running backs. Insane D-line. We had a good backup D tackle. Pretty decent corners. Pretty decent secondary overall. Really good linebackers. This is about to be a crazy year. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get to the midseason and let's see how this team is doing. I am excited to see how this team is going to do. This is about how my Seahawks rebuild started off. I was super excited and happy with how it was going. And yeah, I'm kind of scared. You know, I cannot complain about 4-3. The 87 Baltimore Ravens are also 4-3, and we just beat our division rival Buccaneers 35-10. We have the 3rd offensive points per game, the 21st defense with an 87 overall. Got to change the playbook again. We'll probably go Cowboys. Let's see how everybody's doing. We changed the defensive playbook again. Bryce Young is 3rd in the NFL in passing, 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks with a 75 completion percentage. Running backs are not doing as good as I would like them to. I mean, it's whatever, though. Connor Sharp is only a 1 year, so he'll keep developing for us. 3.8 per carry is not bad. 4 touchdowns. Michael Pittman's leading receiver. Love to see that. Will Johnson's doing good. Eric All is doing good. Xavier Worthy's doing good. O-line's doing great. And yeah, defense could be doing a lot better. Hopefully the change to the defensive playbook will get it done. But let's see who we have to re-sign. This could start to get a little bit scary. 22 players ready to negotiate. How much money do we have? Ooh, $154 million. We should be good. We have to bring back Ikem Ekwonu, Bryce Young, Michael Pittman, Bryce Huff, Tevin Jenkins, DJ Johnson, Von Bell, Mario Williams, and that's about it. Honestly, this is doable. So Ekwonu's not very interested, so we're going to have to give him a fat offer. 4 years, $90 million, and he's staying with the team. Bryce Young's also not interested for whatever reason, but this, honestly, even this is not that bad for a quarterback. $3 million a year over 7 years. Let's go ahead and give it to him, and he's re-signing. Michael Pittman is also not interested. We'll give him a good deal. 4 years, $70 million, and he's coming back. Bryce Huff, he's been doing pretty decent for us. We may as well bring him back for 2 more years. He's on the fence. We'll bring him back at the end of the season. That's fine. I want to bring back Tevin Jenkins. This is kind of expensive, but I want to bring him back 2 years, $19 million. He's happy to re-sign. And then DJ Johnson's really cheap. There's really no point not giving him this. 2 years, $3.2 million. He's coming back. And then we'll hold off on Von Bell and Bryce Huff till the end of the year. But now it's time to get to the end of the year. I think if the Dallas defense can make our defense play better, we're going to have a really nice team to finish out this season. But let's get to the end of the season and hopefully find ourselves in the playoffs. And we finish the year 12-5 and win our division, make the playoffs. We're going against the Rams again in the wild card, who we beat previously. Defense did pick up in the second half of the year. The playbook change was the play. We had the 3rd offensive points per game, 13th defense. Bryce Young was 2nd in the league in passing yards with 4,500. 32 touchdowns, 13 picks is a decent amount, but 73 completion percentage. This is not bad at all. Our running back, I would have liked to do better. It looks like Rachaad White honestly did do better. He didn't get as many carries, obviously, so it's a smaller sample size, but 3.7 per carry is not terrible. 10 touchdowns, I will take that. 2 1,100-yard receivers out of Michael Pittman and Will Johnson. 7 touchdowns out of each of them. Xavier Worthy, 800 yards, 10 touchdowns. Eric All, 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. And Connor Sharp was all right in the receiving game. Pretty good year from the O-line outside of Ekwonu. Everybody else was really good. Like 23 total sacks allowed on the year, not bad at all. Christian Harris leads the team in tackles with 109. 17 TFLs out of Derek Brown, 16 out of Bryce Huff, 8 out of Ross Pinckney. 10.5 sacks out of Baron Brown, 9 out of Bryce Huff, only 7 out of Brian Burns, 3 out of Edens, 3 picks out of Isaiah Simmons, 3 out of Jeremy Chin, 2 out of Christian Harris, 2 out of D'Angelo Rush, 2 out of JC Horn, 1 out of Weber, and 1 out of Von Bell. So Bryce Young should be up here for MVP. He's definitely not going to win it. But yeah, he is down here in 10th place, so that's awesome. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Puka Nacua, who we're taking on in the wild card, so that's definitely scary. And no Panthers, surprisingly. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons again. Sick. No Panthers. Offensive Rookie of the Year, not going to be any Panthers. We didn't really have anybody. Or yeah, who is this? Was this our backup tight end, I think? Yeah. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Max Lynch for the Falcons. Of course, it goes to a division rival. We came in 9th with Dominic Edens. But can we beat the Rams again in the wild card? We have a higher overall team than them. They have the Offensive Player of the Year, though. 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. That is crazy. But we had a better offensive points per game and a better defense. We're 2 overalls higher for offense, defense, and total overall. They only went 9-8. But we also went like 8-9 when we beat them, so let's just see if we can get another win over the Rams. Dude, there's no way we just lost by 21. At least Christian Harris did good that game, I guess, but come on, dude. Like, if it was close, I'd understand. Isn't that like what the score to our game was when we played them and won? I don't know, dude. Fuck that. And it looks like the Rams actually go on to win the Super Bowl over the Baltimore Ravens. And after Bryce Young's crazy year, he goes up to X Factor. Sharp is up to a 91 overall, so I expect him to have a better year next season. Derek Brown goes up to X Factor. Christian Harris goes up to X Factor. Oh my god, this defense is so good, dude. But I don't remember what re-signings we missed. Even if we missed a couple, we're going to have a lot of money to spend in free agency. And this is going to be the Super Bowl year. I'm calling it. I'm speaking it into existence right now. It is happening this upcoming season. So to bring back Bryce Huff, he did not accept our previous offer. 2 years, 27 mil. He's not interested in signing. We'll try to get him back in free agency. We'll let Von Bell go because we can also go for him in free agency, and I don't want to re-sign him and there be somebody better. Yeah, but with that being said, let's get to free agency. Let's try to bring back Bryce Huff, or maybe there'll be somebody even better than him. Maybe a little Micah Parsons action, you know? I mean, he's won Defensive Player of the Year only every single year this video, so... But no, let's not be delusional. Okay, we don't have a use for Chris Jones. We could technically go for Tyreek Hill. There's just really no point, though. But Malik Hooker is probably who we would go for to replace Von Bell. There's a lot of good D tackles, and we just don't need them. In free agency, we are going to go for Tyreek Hill. This might be doing the most, but honestly, fuck it, we ball. We'll trade one of our other receivers, and we could use that for even more. We're going to go for Malik Hooker, and then we're going to try to bring back Bryce Huff, who actually has a better offer from the Giants. Let me make sure we get him back. But yeah, let's go ahead and send these offers through, and let's see what happens. They do all three sign, and we only got Tyreek Hill. Okay, weren't we Malik Hooker's top offer? I love this game. Damn, and I just realized we didn't get Bryce Huff. That's even worse. But we can use one of our receivers to get a new edge rusher, probably, because the people that are here are not that good. We'll go for Nolan Williams, just as kind of a safety blanket, though. Did I just say Nolan Williams? Somebody shoot me in the head. It's because Leonard Williams was right next to him, but Kevin Byard, Nolan Smith, do you guys want to sign? And they do. So the addition Tyreek Hill is nice. That gives us room to trade a receiver. What sucks is I love all of our receivers, but honestly, it's okay. We'll probably trade, unfortunately, we'll probably trade Xavier Worthy. But if we could use Xavier Worthy in like our first round pick to get a crazy edge rusher, I think in the long run that will be worth it. Because I think we do have our first rounder for this year. I think we only traded draft picks from last year. But yeah, look at this receiving core. Tyreek Hill, Michael Pittman, whatever Johnson, and Xavier Worthy. So Xavier Worthy we will be saying goodbye to, unfortunately, because we need to try to add a better edge rusher than Nolan Smith. I wouldn't even hate adding like another sick corner, but I think that'd be doing the most. Dude, look at this fucking defense. Oh my god. It was fun having you, Xavier Worthy. I'm glad we drafted you. You were great for us, but your time has come. I know this looks crazy, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. Trading Xavier Worthy, Nolan Smith, our first and second for this year, our first for next year, and our second for the year after. And we are adding Max Crosby to this already insane defense. I want you guys to take a look at this defense. Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Pinckney. We got another superstar D tackle for depth. Max Crosby, Christian Harris, Isaiah Simmons. Holy shit. Okay, if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, like, it's rigged. It's that simple. We do have a third rounder. We may as well hop in here and just take the best player available on the board. Honestly, we need some depth at DN. This guy doesn't look crazy, but we don't even have a single backup DN. So let's go ahead and take Jeremy Freeman here. Pretty bad pick, but we literally don't have anything we could use. And we have no backup D lineman, so we'll just draft him for depth purposes. But I feel like this is going to be the last year of the rebuild. I haven't gone that many years, but this team is not going to get any better than this. X Factor quarterback, X Factor running back, 96 overall X Factor Tyreek Hill. We have an insane receiving core, really good O-line, 2 good running backs, now 3 actually, and probably the best defense ever assembled. So if this isn't the year, I don't know what is. So I will see you guys at the end of the season, where we are hopefully like fucking 15-2 or something, which is where we should be. Let's be realistic, but it's Madden, so we're gonna have to find out. And we finished the year 14-3 and get the first round bye. Don't know how we have the 31 passing D with that crazy of a pass rush, but let's take a look at our yearly stats. Bryce Young, not too many touchdowns, but 4,400 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 picks, 71 completion percentage, probably his best year so far. Connor Sharp, what the dude, I'm tweaking. Oh my god, I thought we were on receiving. I'm such an idiot. 1,100 yards, 4.4 per carry, 16 touchdowns. A really good season out of him.
Michael Pittman's leading receiver, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Eric All with another good year. Will Johnson with a good year. We almost had 4,000-yard receivers. Glad we added Tyreek Hill. O-line was really good this year. Like 25 to 27 sacks allowed on the year. Isaiah Simmons leads the team in tackles with 119. 22 TFLs for Derek Brown, 21 for Max Crosby, 17 for Brian Burns, 16.5 sacks for Max Crosby, 14 for Brian Burns, 7 out of Derek Brown, 4 picks out of Isaiah Simmons, 2 out of Jeremy Chin, 2 out of D'Angelo Rush, and 1 out of Christian Harris. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes, Bryce Young in 9th place. Damn it, we came in 2nd place for Coach of the Year. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. Actually, no Panthers. Defensive Player of the Year does go to Max Crosby. He had like 17 sacks, so he deserved it. Brian Burns down here in 6th place. And who cares about the rookies because we didn't have anybody. But let's see who we're taking on in the divisional. Please don't be the fucking Cowboys or the Rams or like the Falcons or something. Oh, the Falcons went 9-8, but we are going against the Rams. We're 3 overalls higher. We had a better offensive points per game. We had a better defensive points per game. If we lose, I'm going to be insanely frustrated. I just have no comments. I have no comments. Genuinely, like, you guys can't tell me you've seen a better team built than this, the one that I have now. Chiefs win the Super Bowl over the Rams. I'm not even going to check our dev traits because clearly it doesn't matter. Are we even going to be able to re-sign these players, though? I mean, we'll be able to bring back most of them. Christian Harris is going to want a decent amount of money, but 3 years, 38 mil isn't terrible. He's coming back. Eric All doesn't really want to sign with us. We'll give him 5 years, 61. He's coming back. D'Angelo Rush, we won't accept his 5th year because this is going to be the last season. We'll bring back Zach Frazier, 2 years, 24. He's coming back. And it looks like we're going to be losing some players here. Here's the play, though. Probably I would rather have Isaiah Simmons than Jeremy Chin. So we're going to lowball the shit out of Isaiah Simmons and we're going to tag him. And then I guess we'll try to draft a safety or something in the 3rd round. 18 mil is actually not too bad. So we have to try to draft a safety here. And if we can't, then we're kind of screwed. And we don't even have many picks to do so. We'll probably only have like a 3rd rounder to make it happen. I didn't even check retirement. We could have lost like Tyreek Hill or something. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. I don't know why I was talking like that. Take a look at the lineup. Make sure we didn't lose anybody to retirement real quick. Okay, it looks like everybody's still here. We lost a guard that might have been to free agency, though. We can draft one. We actually need 2 safeties. Oh, shit. Our other safety did retire. This is doable, though. This is doable. Need to draft a guard and 2 safeties. Let's get it done. With like a 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Oh, we do have a 2nd rounder. That's actually perfect. Okay. We'll probably draft guard last. Hitting on alignment is easier than these other positions we need. Just show me a good safety, man. It's all I need. All I need, you fucking stupid fucking game. I think our best bet is Otis Edwards. He's 21 out of Oklahoma State. Great speed, good strength. A to C play rec, A to C zone, B pursuit, B hit power, A awareness. Just please have hidden. Let's go. 1 more safety and a guard. If we can get 2 hidden dev free safeties, we could be in the clear. We may even have to draft a corner, move him to safety, because the strong safeties didn't look very good. Or we could draft like a linebacker, move him to safety or something. We'll have to find out. I mean, Ben Linton doesn't look terrible. 23 out of UCLA. Ratings are okay. A to C man, B hit power. He just doesn't look very good. Is there a corner that's good enough to move to safety or a linebacker? These are all man-to-man corners. I don't think any of these guys would be a good safety. This guy could honestly be a safety. Deontay Wayne. He's kind of slow for a safety, but he looks good enough that he might be hidden, and he is. So we're going to play that guy at strong safety. Then we draft a guard here, and then we should be good. Brandon Walton, welcome to the Panthers. You also, oh wait, 3 hiddens, not bad at all. Fuck, dude, I'm just going to not say anything because I'm just going to complain if I do. Wayne is a 74 at strong safety. Edwards is a 75, and the guard we took is a 72. So here's the offense after the draft. We filled our hole at guard. We still look insane. And then here's the defense. We filled our holes at safety. We still look insane. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We'll probably be 8-9 or some shit. 15-2. Holy shit, thank God. I was about to be so mad. Bryce Young, 3rd in the league in passing yards, 4,500, 35 touchdowns, 6 picks, 74 completion percentage, 4.7 per carry for Sharp, 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Eric, 3,000-yard receivers, 12 touchdowns for All, 12 for Johnson, 6 for Tyreek Hill. Michael Pittman with a good year as well. O-line was good. Isaiah Simmons, 117 tackles, 26 TFLs out of Brian Burns, 23 out of Max Crosby, 19 out of Derek Brown, 10 sacks out of Derek Brown, only 8.5 out of Max Crosby, 8 out of Brian Burns. 2 picks out of JC Horn, 2 out of Rush, 1 out of Simmons, 1 out of Wayne, 1 out of Weber, 1 out of Edwards. I'm getting impatient if you guys can't tell. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. We actually came in second. We actually may have won Coach of the Year. Let's go. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. Bryce Young in 4th place. No other Panthers. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Derek Brown in 5th. Max Crosby in 10th. Wayne in 4th place for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Edwards in 5th. I swear to God, if we're taking on the Rams in the divisional, dude, I'm going to be so annoyed. I'd rather take on the Cowboys at this point, or the Falcons with Caleb Williams. We had a better offensive points per game, a slightly worse defense. We have the same overall team, actually, but technically ours is higher because of the 91, 92, 85, 85. I don't know. If we lose, I'm about to be so mad. We'll end it by looking at the team just so you guys can look at this team and see how bullshit that was. Beautifully put together offense. O-line could be a bit of a higher overall, but our highest overall lineman was playing the worst throughout the whole rebuild. Couldn't have a better receiving core, to be honest. Couldn't have a better running back group. We could have a better quarterback, but he was playing great. Genuinely couldn't have a better D-line. 3 96 pluses and X Factors. Only one guy in the 80 range. X Factor linebacker, another superstar. One of our safeties had superstar. Corners were good. Fuck this game. That's the end of this one. Deuces.